Have you ever wondered what would happen if a nuclear war broke out today? It's a chilling question, isn't it? The effects would be cataclysmic, to say the least. Our cities would crumble, our environment would deteriorate, and the very fabric of our civilization would be torn apart. It's a bleak scenario, but one that underscores the seriousness of nuclear warfare. Now, to understand why this is such a critical topic, we must delve into the history of nuclear warfare. The story of nuclear warfare begins not in a battlefield, but in a laboratory. The 1930s ushered in a scientific breakthrough that would forever change the course of history: the discovery of nuclear fission. This process, which involved splitting an atom's nucleus to release an extraordinary amount of energy, was a game-changer. Then came World War II, and with it, the Manhattan Project. In labs scattered across the United States, scientists raced against the clock to harness the destructive power of atomic energy before their enemies could. The result? The world's first nuclear weapons, created not for the thrill of discovery, but for the grim purpose of war. And then, in 1945, the unimaginable happened. The cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were reduced to ruins in a blink of an eye, claimed by the devastating power of the atomic bombs. The world watched in horror and awe. These two bombings marked the beginning of the atomic age, changing the face of warfare forever. With the end of World War II began a new kind of conflict: the Cold War. This era was marked by a chilling arms race between two world superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Both nations, aware of the destructive potential of nuclear weapons, embarked on a frantic race to amass vast arsenals. The goal was not just to outdo one another, but to ensure their own survival through an unsettling concept known as mutually assured destruction. While the world held its breath, the United States and the Soviet Union continued to up the ante. The development of hydrogen bombs, far more powerful than the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, further heightened the tensions. These weapons were capable of wiping out entire cities in a single blast, underscoring the terrifying reality of the Cold War. Then came the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, a nerve-wracking 13-day standoff that brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. The Soviet Union aimed to install nuclear-armed missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles off the coast of Florida. This close shave with catastrophe underscored the precarious balance of power and the dire consequences should it ever tip. The Cold War ended without a nuclear war, but the threat remained. The specter of nuclear conflict didn't dissipate with the fall of the Soviet Union. Instead, it transformed, reminding us of the enduring, ominous presence of these weapons in our world. Fast forward to the 21st century, the nuclear threat is not just a relic of the past. As we journey through time, the specter of nuclear warfare remains as haunting as ever. Today, 9 countries possess nuclear weapons, with an estimated total of nearly 14,000 warheads. The proliferation of nuclear technology is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's a catalyst for economic growth and development, powering cities and industries. On the other, it presents an ever-looming danger. Unchecked, it could fall into the wrong hands, leading to catastrophic consequences. The world has become a global village, and with it, the risk of nuclear terrorism has increased. Non-state actors, fueled by ideological extremism, could potentially acquire nuclear material. Imagine for a moment the chaos and devastation of a nuclear detonation in a populated city. Moreover, the advent of cyber warfare has opened up a new frontier for nuclear threats. Sophisticated hacking could potentially cripple nuclear facilities, or worse, commandeer control of nuclear weapons. In a world where the balance of power is often maintained by the threat of mutual destruction, the need for nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation treaties is more significant than ever. The threat of nuclear war, as you can see, is not a thing of the past, but a very real and present danger. So, what would happen if a nuclear war broke out today? We've journeyed from the dawn of the atomic age through the chilling era of the Cold War and into the present threats we face. It's clear the effects of a nuclear war would be catastrophic, altering our world irreversibly. The importance of nuclear disarmament cannot be overstressed. While we may not have all the answers, one thing is clear: the only winning move in a nuclear war is not to play.